For me, I think my journey through history to becoming a historian has been motivated by my own desire to find answers to who I am. So coming from the Latino community, Mexican American community, and having really deep roots in southern Colorado and northern New Mexico, my history was not always portrayed in the public. And so even in growing up and asking my parents about my history, it was like, oh, no, you're American. Not wanting to burden my sisters and me with a history that was sometimes really painful. I think one of the real perks of this position is that I can kind of marry my own personal values of equity and justice and the work that I do at Regis University in the areas of diversity, equity, and inclusion to the job of state historian by encouraging the representation or the promotion, advocacy of stories from underrepresented communities. And I think it's important for me on a couple of levels. One, I love history and I love Colorado history, and so to be able to represent or help interpret the history of my home state means a lot to me. And additionally, I am the first Latina to be named in this role, and so I feel a responsibility to my community to represent well and also to be a role model for youth. And not just for the Latino community, but also for African American communities, for Indigenous communities, and Asian American Pacific Islander, as well as the LGBT community. So to create a more inclusive, broader history of our state. And especially at this moment in history where the role of the historian, I think, is pretty crucial, pretty important to addressing some of the inequities and some of the issues that have surfaced in the past couple of years. Knowing how history can really empower a person and how knowing one's personal family history and one's community history and how powerful that can be in creating an identity and resilience and goals for youth, that'll be one of my priorities, is encouraging youth to engage with their elders, with their grandparents or great-grandparents, and to record those stories and to really take pride in their own histories.